So welcome to Mad Crypto. Today on today's episode we have the CIO and co-founder of the Divi Project, Nick Saponaro, with us. I hope I've said that right. I think I've heard that too. Nick Saponaro.
Perfect.
Yes. So how are you?
Absolutely. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Right now, Divi, one thing I want to say straight off the bat, because I've heard a lot of people say in videos about Divi, is that better late than never. We're a little bit late to the project, but in terms of things, like, you're not late to the table at all. The table hasn't even been set. In terms of people who got into the very beginning, but right now it's still so young in the project.
It's true. I mean, people will always say that. People say it about Bitcoin, and I think you're still really early to Bitcoin even. Because you see the trajectory that already occurred, It's easy to think that you're late to the party or whatever. But I like to look at like the fundamentals of any project that I'm looking at, Divi hopefully included for anybody watching. It's not about what happened, it's about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you can see that the company will grow, then it doesn't matter where you are today.
Yeah. Can you just quickly, not going into too much, give us a brief, bring us up to date from where of the big points that you've achieved with Divi and where you are now?
Yeah, we started this company. It's really actually been about 3 years, but we didn't really start to put it out there until about like 2.5 years ago. The whole concept was born out of frustration, really, with the user experience in cryptocurrency. We saw that there are so many benefits to humanity and to finance and all of that, but they were never going to see the light of day, basically, outside this niche group unless we made the experience accessible to the average person, the people that use.
I like you use the experience like the Apple method.
Yeah, Apple's a great example because they took computing initially and made it much simpler, and a lot of people started to adopt. Then they took smartphones. They basically revolutionized that concept. It's not like smartphones were a new thing necessarily, but they made it so much different that it became ubiquitous, and so easy to access, it became ubiquitous.
You make it like the way they put it out there, they created the smartphone.
It seems like it, right? But there were other entries into that field before, just nothing like with the touch screen, and it was perfect, the way that it worked at the time, and still to this day, it's a pretty good user experience, right? Yeah. They kind of lead the way. So yeah, we're taking a similar approach.
Yeah. What you say about 3 years ago, I was wondering, one thing I even said in my first video about Divi is that you survived the crypto crash. I was wondering when that happened, what were you thinking in the creating a project in the middle of that?
Yeah, we came sort of at the end of the ICO boom is when we did our token sale. So there was already some fatigue with ICOs, but we had no idea how crazy it was going to get after that, with the bull run of 2017. And when it crashed and Cryptopia got hacked like around the few months after the big first crash, which was our major exchange, I mean, there were times where I questioned everything, should I be doing this? Is this really what I think it's going to be? I got into crypto in 2015, so I had already had a couple years of like getting excited about it, and to just be crushed like that, and to have your business going south and having this whole industry that you believe in crumbling around you. But then you have to understand again the fundamentals of why you're doing this, what crypto is for, and who it benefits. And as we've seen, it recovers.
Yeah.
Markets cycle through. There was a lot of mania in 2017. It was probably inevitable. It was inevitable that it was going to crash. But we were able to make it through that with our community.
Yeah.
I give everything to them, because without them, I mean, they could have turned on us. The price was definitely going down, things like that. That
help from the community. It definitely comes a lot from what you're doing as well. Like I said, with you're the most transparent project in the crypto space. There's nobody even running against you in the level of transparency, really, I believe.
Thanks.
And the community as well. The shout out to your support staff. I was having trouble getting my wallet set up, and it was the voice. If he's helping you, you're set.
Yeah.
It turned out it's like most things, picnic error, problem in chair, not in computer. But
Yeah.
so he got that. So it was a problem with my own computer. He got that sorted very quickly. So shout out to the support staff.
Thank you. I mean, it's like any relationship, right?
Yeah.
If you're in hot water in a relationship, the best thing you can do is communicate.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do is support each other. And so I think that's taken us a long way.
Yeah. Did anybody drop out of the team during the crash?
Yeah, we lost a couple founders. Excuse me, getting over a cold. Yeah, we lost a couple founders. We did have some changeover in staff for one reason or another. You know, people looking for different jobs or simply just, being done with everything. But thankfully, most of our core group is still around.
Yes.
And really, it's Jeff and I founded the company together alongside a couple other guys that, like I said, aren't around anymore. But with Jeff, I have an amazing relationship. He's like one of my best friends now. I didn't even know him before. Yeah. I met him through another guy. So as long as you have that core group, I think you can make it through anything.
Yeah. Well, just the week after let me say it right, Acapulco. Yeah. How was that?
And Acapulco is also always amazing. It's such a fun time. Acapulco is obviously a beautiful place. The opportunity to go there and speak was a huge deal, obviously.
Speaking.
What's that?
This is your second year speaking, wasn't it?
This was actually my first year speaking, but second year attending as a company. The real reason that we go down there is for this children's home that's down there. It's an orphanage called the Marsh Children's Home. And we donate computers and other supplies and stuff to them. And we spend the day with them and teaching them, entrepreneurial skills and stuff like that.
Do you know of any other companies in the crypto space actually doing actual humanitarian work?
I'm sure there are. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to misspeak, but a lot of people do use charity as a marketing tactic. A lot of companies do, inside and outside of the crypto space. So it's really important to us because we do have 1% of our treasury going towards philanthropic endeavors. It's really important that we participate in what we contribute to, if we can. So we do some stuff in Venezuela as well that we aren't able to participate in directly, but we get constant updates from them, and we have guys on the ground down there that are checking in and participating.
So the I guess one of the main phases right now of the Divi Project, I would say, is the masternode phase, rolling out, getting people into that. And the way I use so you want to get the people in that sort of know about crypto. The people who know about crypto, you nearly have them anyways. It's getting the people that, just like you said, just heard of crypto, know a little bit about tech, getting them in. And the way I was explaining the masternode program, it's a cheaper, less power-intensive version of mining that will get profitable or more valuable over time, instead of needing more expensive equipment and just basically mining. A person on their own can't really mine right now. It's just going to burn your pocket.
It is.
With the masternode, you buy your masternode now, and say 2 years down the line, whatever Divi has 5x, 10x, you still have your masternode. In 5 years' time, that masternode could be worth 5x, 10x. You wouldn't be able to afford it then. Probably a lot of people. Get it now, you have it as making the profit of 5x, 10x down the line.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big problem with some of the bigger masternode coins, right? Like Dash, where it's a solid coin. There's no reason to hate on Dash. They're doing great things, but it's so impossible to get in unless you're already rich. And the returns are kind of, I mean, they're good on like a traditional scale, but as far as crypto goes, people are looking for much, much higher returns. So I think that they've, in a way, tapped out their potential community because they only have that one level of masternode. And that's why we created 5 layers, as well as the ability to stake with a low amount. So anybody, hopefully for a long, long period of time, can access and earn crypto with our project.
Yeah. And one thing I'd just like to go through for people, because I think this is one thing that people will have to, if they're not in the crypto space, it's one thing they will search and try to figure out. Can you explain what staking is to people and the difference of that and masternode?
Yeah, so staking is the actual consensus mechanism in the blockchain. So where Bitcoin is proof of work, right? Where you like kind of like you just explained, your computer is performing a calculation using the hardware of the computer to solve. The proof of stake or staking is the act of basically putting your coins up as collateral or sending a transaction out to the network. And if your stake solves the calculation, which doesn't require nearly as much computational resources, then you will win the block reward and add all the transactions from the previous block to your to the new block to the new blockchain. So it's a lot like mining, but you don't have to do anything other than have enough coins in your wallet and unlock it for staking. Very simple.
And right now you have there's a lottery every week. Will this continue to be the case going forward?
Yeah, I mean, unless the community all of a sudden hates the lottery and wants to vote it away, it seems like a really fun thing. I mean, every system is, has its own caveats and flaws, and we're always working to make improve the lottery and make it something better. I have never seen another blockchain with lottery blocks, which are just, for your viewers that don't know, our lottery blocks once a week. 11 people win this super block that allocates to one person 252,000 Divi and to 10 people 25,200 Divi, just for staking. As long as you win at least one staking reward during the week, during the 10,080 blocks, you're eligible to win the lottery. Now, of course, the more you stake, the more lottery tickets you're getting because you're earning more blocks. And we've had some people find argument with that. But it's, there's so many different ways you can go about these things, and we'll always try to improve.
Yeah. And the thing is, the person, regardless of what you have in there, you still have your chance. It's
right. So. Everyone has a chance, and the person who's staking more, frankly, is taking a larger risk.
Yes.
So.
Go and just want to talk about the utility of the coin right now. See, right now the utility is, but basically the masternode, the lottery, the way for people to use it. Say the nearest mainstream sort of utility. What do you hope for that to be, and sort of when?
Well, totally. I mean, we've structured our currency to be more like a currency, where a lot of coins have shown that they're better as a store value or hedge against market volatility in other traditional markets. Yeah. We've structured ours so that it's spendable and accessible. So we already have a few places that accept Divi online. We're integrated with the Coin Payments API, and some people have integrated with that. But moving forward, I don't know if how much you've talked about this on your channel, but we recently acquired a fintech operation in Costa Rica.
I haven't gone into that much in detail.
So this is probably our biggest case for utility. There are other things coming down the pipe, but this is the most major thing, where we own an operation that can issue IBANs, which are international bank account numbers, to anyone worldwide. Can provide a fiat on and off ramp for people that want to buy crypto, and do a bunch of other sort of banking type features, almost like a Revolut type of app. Yeah. So we have this whole ecosystem of traditional finance in our application. Now, the biggest problem with these applications, like Cash App and the bigger ones, is the fees, right? Yeah. It's the most frustrating thing for users. But because we own our, we'll call it challenger bank partner, we actually have the ability to build in cryptocurrency utility using Divi to bring the fees down. The goal is to actually bring banking fees and personal finance fees to zero, if possible. And we'll just continuously lower it, because our business isn't reliant on the fees to survive. We can literally drive everyone else, race them to the bottom. It's kind of like a Trojan horse strategy to beat the banks. And that's probably our biggest utility forthcoming in the near future.
And I'm not sure where I heard you talking about, I'm not sure where it was, but merchant integration. And
Yeah.
in terms of if you even give a ballpark, say, when would you like from real merchant integration?
I think, you know, once Divi 2.0 comes out
Yeah.
and people can access their bank account numbers and have all of the fiat services right on their phone, as well as all the crypto services right on their phone in one ecosystem, then we can start thinking about how this operates in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, how do you go to a point of sale system and integrate with those?
Yeah.
And we've had conversations with a couple of the point of sale operators. It's not hard. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of convincing them that it's worth it.
Yeah, and that's what as a one thing I was saying earlier on. I was saying about the whole people saying late to the table, like the merchant integration will skyrocket the value of the coin. That's going to be a massive boost. So anybody who actually thinks they're late to the table, there's all the different types. The 2.0 app, and people can use. You're planning on releasing cards as well. The app, the cards, merchant integration. Another big one for me, because I say the predominant of my channel would be mainly trading, or that's what it's. I'm trying to get it to say 70% trading, and the rest sort of the crypto space. And so I'm looking forward to when I can be Divi trading as a part of my regular portfolio.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. You know, I don't know how much I can talk about this, but I'll give a little teaser, I guess. We've been talking to a group who wants to build an exchange that uses Divi as basically the Binance coin of the exchange. But we are only entering into this concept with the understanding that we'll pull other coins, you know, whether they're top 10 or whatever, into the exchange as profit sharing partners. So, and having all of that support from other coins, we call it like a community exchange almost. Having that support from all these other coins will hopefully garner some adoption for the exchange. Then right in your wallet, you have all of your favorite coins that you can trade automatically or manually, however you like. You know, we're always thinking about how to expand this ecosystem to, you know, to benefit people like yourself, to benefit other people that have completely different mindsets and completely different reasons for using finance apps, whether it be crypto or otherwise. It's all about, I think in the future, we'll see, of course, many coins, but I think we'll see more of these like super apps, kind of like how WeChat has like a bunch of apps in one app. And I think, you know, I think WhatsApp's trying to do similar thing. I think we'll start to see more of these app ecosystems where right now it's like kind of piecemealed everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's one thing you just mentioned WhatsApp. I want to ask about that. In your roadmap, it was a WhatsApp partnership. I'm getting that right. Can you go into what that is? I wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah, I think I am allowed to talk about this now. It's really cool. So WhatsApp is sort of doing these channel partnerships with companies in various jurisdictions. We happen to be the company they reached out to. Actually, one of our development partners happened to be the company they reached out to for the Central American channel partnership. And what it does is it allows us to integrate wallet services into WhatsApp. That's what they want.
That'd be insane.
It's insane.
Insane in a good way.
Insane in a good way. Yeah, definitely.
I'm saying in the UK and Ireland, WhatsApp is one of the biggest messaging apps there is. Right. Is it the same in America?
It's not as big in America, but all of my international friends communicate with me via WhatsApp. Yeah, so I know it's huge everywhere else. And it's definitely massive in Costa Rica and Central America. So yeah, I mean, it's billions of people, right, are using WhatsApp on a daily basis. And I think, this is speculation, but I think because WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, I think they're trying to circumvent the Libra issue by integrating some of these services into their other apps that are probably under less of a watchful eye.
Yeah. That's
smart, actually.
That's a good point, a very good point in the roadmap.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the fact that we were able to actually close that deal, it just closed like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. It like actually signed the papers for it. because we'll be integrating our fiat services with Redivi, but it also gives us the full software development kit that allows us to integrate Divi, Bitcoin. I mean, we could integrate whatever we want at this point, which is like, I mean, a billion people even just seeing like, oh, what's this?
The
Divi.
logo, if they see the logo and ask them what it is.
Exactly. A couple, even like a 0.5% conversion on a billion people is a massive, massive boon. So, I mean, that's our hope and that's our speculation on what will occur. But regardless, it's a massive opportunity.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's good. Like for someone like me investing in Divi, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
That's a massive step.
Our CEO, Jeff, is always just trying to garner new partnerships, new use cases for Divi, new ecosystem partners and stuff like that. I mean, we have so much. I can't talk about everything here today, but I'm happy to come back on. I mean, there's just so much coming that I'm so excited for everyone to learn. It's going to be an awesome year and awesome just trajectory in general that I see.
Yeah. One thing I've written down here. It's another point that people who aren't too much in the crypto space, when they hear this phrase, it's something they're going to have to Google, look up, and figure out. Can you explain atomic swaps?
I'll try to give like a high level explanation. An atomic swap is a peer-to-peer swap. So like when you go on an exchange like Binance or something like that, it's a centralized exchange, right? So when you deposit your coins into Binance, Binance actually owns the coins, right? They have the keys to that wallet. And then you do your trades and it's just all on a database ledger, just like an SQL ledger or whatever. That's how banks work too. With atomic swaps, there is no Binance. You are the Binance. Your counterparty is the Binance. So it's simply a safe way to trade cryptocurrency with one another. So the biggest problem with doing an over-the-counter sale, what they call them, is one person doesn't send, right? So the atomic swaps, as long as both coins are compatible with the atomic swap software, we'll say, the middleman, so to speak, is programmatic.
Yes.
And the middleman, again, so to speak, it's just a program, ensures that both people send the funds and then it adjudicates those funds appropriately.
The middleman isn't a government, political, or even just a business entity. It's a, like I said, program entity just to get it done. That's right. No person, company, or government is making a profit on it.
And there are some really good projects that are trying to enable atomic swaps on, they're called UTXO blockchains, like Bitcoin is a UTXO blockchain, right? But the problem is it's really complicated because you have to run, if I want to swap, let's say Divi for Bitcoin with the current ecosystem of apps that exists now, you have to run the Bitcoin full node, which takes like a week to sync. You have to run the Divi full node, and you have to run the atomic swap node or software. And the other person has to do all that too, which is just like,
you've lost everyone by that.
No one's going to do that, right? So what we've built is a much, much simpler process that is not only can be a hosted solution, you can host it yourself if you so choose, or you can just use our endpoints, our APIs, to simply make the call as you would as a normal developer, calling a REST API or whatever. So multiple options, but the user won't know the difference. They're just going to press in the wallet. They're just going to press swap Divi for Bitcoin. And
that's what the user wants. They don't want to, like, you might have the techie person who wants to do it, but the vast majority of people, button, done, that's how it is.
No one cares. I mean, I had a conversation with my buddy last night. He's like, we should do some videos like, explaining blockchain and explaining how cryptocurrency works. And that'll help people like get into it. And I'm like, dude, we've done all that stuff. Do you care when you use Cash App, how the international banking system works and how Swift and no.
You just want your cash to be safe, sent, received. That's it.
That's it. So if we can build a system that is as accessible and simple as that, it's going to be a no-brainer. And because we can actually offer all of those same fiat services that Cash App offers and Venmo and all those, we get them into the ecosystem with that. And then we start nudging them with little notifications and stuff in the app. Like, hey, have you heard of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you should try buying $5 worth, or maybe set up a masternode. We noticed you put $5,000 on your Redivi account. You could spend some of that on, slowly leading them into something with benefits that shows them that this isn't just some get rich quick scheme or whatever they've heard on CNBC.
That's like you said, the so many different companies doing it. Say going down in the future, I don't know how long this is sort of be, but right now in all the amount of different companies, so many companies bringing out their own cards now, it is very fragmented. Do you think one company, hopefully you want Divi, but do you think one company will rise to the top eventually, or do you think it'll stay fragmented between a couple of companies?
Well, I think that the fragmentation will consolidate over time. So, we have all these different pieces of the value chain currently. And of course, we're one of the companies trying to consolidate those things. But the global banking system is absolutely massive. It's bigger than we can even possibly imagine. Bigger than you'll know, unless you're one of those like princes or whatever. It's going to be really hard to dismantle that unless there are a lot of companies trying to do so. So I think it will take hundreds probably of companies challenging them. Eventually they'll start to consolidate just like they did with the internet, but I don't think it'll just be one over time. I think there'll still be competition out there.
Yeah. So Divi is sort of nearly setting the benchmark of what companies, how they should approach their projects, like the level of transparency, most of all the user experience. The first one, being the first company to put that much emphasis on it, are you worried at all about now other companies have seen what you've done and like you'll be the image they try to create?
Honestly, I hope that more companies do take after us. Yeah, I mean, I want cryptocurrency to be as ubiquitous as the smartphone, kind of like we talked about in the beginning, right? If that means that, people steal our ideas or mimic some of the things that we do, fine. Because that just means more people are going to have a good experience with this technology that you and I feel is so important.
Yeah.
I think that we still have enough of an edge with a lot of the fundamentals and a lot of the things that we're lining up as far as our utility ecosystem goes that, I'm happy to welcome competition. So open and free markets.
Apple's still at the top. All the companies.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So if you see companies trying to do what you've done, you're doing something right.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, why do you think Elon open sourced the car, the Tesla, right? He wants people to emulate it. He wants people to take it and make it better. And then he's going to go and say, thanks. We're still Tesla,
I had a very nice short on Tesla. I think it was about a month ago. It went up
crazy,
and I love seeing that. I was like, this is just insane.
It was absurd.
A very, very nice short on that one.
Nice job.
Is there anything that you'd like to go through on the Divi project?
I think we did touch on a lot of stuff. Yeah. Obviously, right now it is a great opportunity to get a masternode and support the network with staking, join our community and engage with us in that way. Yeah. But know that we're not just a masternode coin. Like I really want people to understand that it's not just about masternodes.
It's just the current sort of phase.
It's a great way to build your network because it benefits everybody. We build a really strong, secure network. People get to earn money. Sweet. But that's got to be phase one. You know what I mean? Because we've seen too many masternode coins fade because there's no utility. There's no point to them. And I'm the first to admit it. I love masternodes, right? So I just want to put that out there that check out our roadmap, check out our blogs, see what's actually being done on our GitHub and things like that, where we're actually building this ecosystem of applications that is utility, not just for Divi, but for all cryptos. Yeah. I'm not a maximalist. We're not maximalists as a company.
It's trying to make the whole space bigger.
That's it. We want Bitcoin to work well, Litecoin to work really easily, everything, all your favorite coins will be easier to use, hopefully thanks to what we're building.
Do you think this is an unrelated question, but do you think with Bitcoin's transaction times and the cost and that, do you think Bitcoin can ever truly integrate fully into merchant integration?
I'm probably going to get flamed for this one, but honestly, no. I don't. Simple as that. I mean, the main chain, I've analyzed the code, and it's improved a hell of a lot since it was created. Our engineers have analyzed the code. It's just not fundamentally architected to work at scale like that. Now you have things like Lightning, which is ridden with its own set of caveats as well, that might change things, but the primary main blockchain of Bitcoin, it probably will never work like currency.
I think Bitcoin is always going to be a big thing for traders, because Bitcoin's a very, in terms of trading compared to the regular stock market trading equities, Bitcoin it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you know the technical analysis, it's a lot around that.
Yeah.
So I think Bitcoin will always be a big trading coin.
100%. Its volatility will also limit it.
Yes.
Because of the tradability of it, the volatility is going to limit its ability to transact as a traditional currency.
That gives me another question. How do you have any plans, or say, to deal with volatility in Divi? Possible volatility.
A lot of what we have built influences our users to hold the coin, which we've seen it sometimes causes the price to go up. But what we really see is that people don't really trade Divi like that. It's not like a day trader's coin. Yeah. What they do is they put it in their wallet and they use it to earn more Divi. And they may sell here and there, but we don't see a ton of volatility, just a lot of sort of oscillation. And we'll continue to build things that are utilitizing the coin and causing people to hopefully hold.
More utilization, the more merchant integration, and the more just that's a part of people's regular daily lives, the less possibility for crazy volatility.
Exactly. I mean, we're hoping that, like, I'm not a huge trader. I definitely have traded in the past. We really built this to be a currency. Now, I still think that stable coins will probably be more utilized as currency over time. But the fact that you can actually earn Divi with your Divi, I think is a great benefit to merchants and users alike. If I'm accepting Divi, even if it's volatile, I'll set up a staking node. Yeah. And then at least I'm hedging my risk that way.
Yeah. It's been brilliant having you on the show, Nick. I hope at any point either you want to come on, tell us new about something Divi, or next time Divi is a big point in your roadmap, I'd love to have you back on.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'm always happy to come have a conversation.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So everyone, I hope you've enjoyed watching Mad Crypto. That's it for today. Thank you.